Well,
because not only will they read it and they get it, because if they email me, they'll get more interaction.
Well, I was shocked when I saw the price of the book. I'll be honest with you, because I mean, dude, that's cheap. I mean, that's very cost effective for somebody to get motivated and get in the game when other books are running $29.99, $39.99, and whatnot. You're here for $14, creating all this value for others.
I want this book to be read. I want it. You know what? I want it so much that there's some peeps on Ustream, Harrison. I'm going to do an October 8th giveaway right now. I want the receipts titled "I Want It." I want anybody who buys 3 books. I guarantee what I send you in the mail in return is going to blow away your $50 investment. So anybody, and a bunch of you in here have already bought 3 books, 5 books, 30 books. But I'm so desperate because I'm not that big. You think I'm big. I'm not. I'm small. I'm tiny. 99% of the world doesn't know who I am. But what I know is that you guys know. And I know if you give this book, it's going to change things for people. So I want to keep doing things like that. You know, I'm going to spend tons of money. And who knows what kind of money I'm going to make after I keep doing these things. But anybody who buys 3 books today and sends me an email and says "Want It" in the title, because I need that for the filter, is going to get something badass in the mail, including with all the other stuff, because a bunch of you are already in the gift market. I'm going to be like Santa Claus this year. So, Harrison, that's what I think about. I get pumped. I wasn't going to do any more offers. I'm done with offers. I'm losing too much freaking money on shipping and all this stuff. Here you are. We have a conversation. I get pumped, right? And I'm like, you know what? Screw this. 3 more people in every one of these people's circles. There's 170 people in here. If half of them right now, which is what I'm hoping for, if 80 people give away 240 more people are going to be hit by this. And that's
Absolutely. We'll tweet that out. We'll link it up on GoGladiatorMedia.com, and we'll make sure that everybody hears about this for today on October 8th. I mean, dude, Gary, you're just an amazing guy. And I've got, a lot's changed since I sent out the initial questions that I wanted to talk to you a little bit about. And I wanted to bring up this whole FTC thing and the sponsored conversation and how that might change a little bit of the social media and blog game.
You chopped off at the end.
Well, FTC came out with some new guidelines for sponsored conversation and whatnot. I know. What do you see as that changing things within? Is that a good thing, a bad thing, the Fed's coming in here and doing this? What's your take on that?
My take is that everything the Feds can do is nothing compared to the way this whole space gets regulated. So I'm thrilled. I'm glad the Feds are doing that. It's good. It should be happening, fine. But the fact of the matter is, if I was getting kickbacks from the wineries for what I do on Winelibrary TV, my show would be nowhere and nobody would listen to me. But what the Fed is not realizing, and what the amount of people out there are not realizing, is this is a regulated industry. Because Harrison, you and I know it best. You called me out on Twitter being too salesy. If I was in for the wrong reasons and I didn't give a crap, and I'm like, who cares about Harrison? He only has whatever 1,000 users and I don't give a rat's ass, then I wouldn't have hit you up, but I did. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I love social media.
The truth is undefeated.
Social media doesn't lie, right? You can fake it in this space maybe very briefly, but in a short amount of time, you can find out who's real and who's not. And that's the great thing about this space, that it doesn't take much digging to figure out who the real players are.
No, it takes no time whatsoever, because the internet itself is a platform that is unfiltered. There is no human beings between me and you, and there always was in any other community before. There were editors and PR people, and that is the difference. There was not anything like direct to television because they could pull the plug. There's nobody pulling the plug on me. Lots of wineries wish they could have. Lots of other retailers wish they could have. Lots of businesses wish they could have. There's no pulling the plug on anybody anymore. It's all direct to consumer, and people need to wrap their head around that. I'm thrilled the FTC gets involved. Whatever. I mean, it doesn't even, everybody's making such a big deal about it. I'm not doing the wrong thing, so I don't care. You want drug testing? I'm in. I don't do them. It's how I look at it.
Right. Absolutely. And I've got one more big question for you for young entrepreneurs. coming into the space, because we all talk about authenticity, but I feel a lot of young entrepreneurs are taking it the wrong way, that authenticity means you can be unprofessional, right? Hey, this is who I am, deal with it. So what advice can you give them about being authentic, but still being able to be professional and respected within the industry as a whole?
You know, Harrison, sucks. You chopped off a little bit there, bud.
Sorry about that. Okay, so authenticity is the big buzzword today, right? And basically a lot of young entrepreneurs are taking this word, and I think taking it too far, meaning I can just be myself at the lack of being professional. What advice can you give those young entrepreneurs getting in this space in order to be professional and to be respected within the industry?
Don't be professional. Be yourself. I'm not that professional, Harrison. You know, nothing for nothing. I haven't done a good job. I'm really devastated that I've gotten into this cursing habit. It's not good. I'm not that professional. I don't dress the part. I don't speak the part. I'm just me. If you're good enough to be you, be you. And I think everybody's good enough to be you, if that's what you want. But you have to understand there's consequences. You can't be everybody. You just got to be yourself. I would say, Harrison, my answer to them would be like, don't worry about being professional, but you have to have the chops. See, I can get away with it because everybody here could throw me to Alaska. I could be relegated to never using online stuff again. And I promise you, in 6 months in Alaska, I'd be straight balling like Jay-Z, because that's who I am.
Right.
And so that's why I can be unprofessional. If you're relying on other people, if you need other people to make it happen for you, you got to play by the rules. If not, you don't.
Love that point. And the last big question I have for you, because I know you need to go here, is this. We talk about branding ourselves within this space, right? You're a big proponent of that. I think Crush It's a lot about that. But we just had the great Scott Monty on the program on Friday. Now, he runs social media for a big corporate brand, which is something else that you talk about. Where do you draw the line within branding yourself as a person, as a brand, but if you work for a company, you don't want to take away too much from the guy that's cutting your paycheck?
You've got to know the players. I mean, my employees at Winelibrary know that if they come to me and diss me on something and come up with a big time idea and rag on me and talk trash, like trash talking in sports, that I'll respect them more than if they come at me soft.
Okay.
You know, you just got to know the player. You know, if you're dealing with somebody who doesn't have a lot of self-esteem and who's insecure, you need to coddle that person, that amateur. That's why corporate America loses a lot of times, because there's B and C and D players making decisions, and all anybody underneath them is doing is coddling their egos because they're soft.
Absolutely.
So the answer is know your politics.
Awesome. Well, Gary,
to me, know your politics. If you don't want to get fired, if you want to win and you want to win big, you actually have to go the other way and cause noise and hope that he gets fired or she gets fired instead of you. Then it comes down to the chops. So if the person above you, if your boss is soft and whack and doesn't have it, I would challenge that person hard and publicly if you've got the chops.
All right, so there you have it, folks. Gary Vaynerchuk, he's just always on fire, always making it happen. Love it, folks. All right, that's it for GoGladiator TV. Make sure to pick up the free ebook, Tweeting to the Third Power, right here on GoGladiatorMedia.com. It's free. This is my way of giving back to all of you out there. So, all right, that's it. This is GoGladiator TV. Love it, love it, love it.